Caterham, of course. Now this car scampers like a stabbed rat and weighs less than your nan's handbag. It's a car for people who hate milk in their coffee and are scared of nothing apart from motorcycles. And finished in this shade of orange, you need a good sense of humour to drive one. This car is insane. It feels so quick. And it feels quick because there really isn't that much to it. There's no real doors, but this is the philosophy. Simplify, then add lightness. This car's been around for a really, really long time. It was actually designed by the guy who founded Lotus. The chap in question, Colin Chapman, excuse the pun, said that adding power makes you faster on the straights, subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere. With most new sports cars having quite a lot of power, 135 may not seem like a lot. But when the car weighs absolutely nothing, the way this car handles going around corners is incredible. But when you go around a corner, there's zero body roll because there's nothing for the car to roll into. It honestly feels like I'm driving a go-kart. We've definitely left the ground there. Now you can't really compare this to a normal car. This seat isn't very comfortable and it feels like I'm sitting on the top of my bum than actually on my cheeks. I know that sounds weird, but that's how I feel. And my passenger agrees. Although you can actually get these seat specs in leather if you're so inclined. Before all these creature comforts like ABS and traction control, you had to control the braking and the accelerating yourself. And it quite often went quite wrong. Catastrophes aside, having to manage most of the things yourself creates more of a challenge, which includes doing a 3-point turn without power-assisted steering. The steering wheel is absolutely minuscule. It's a Momo wheel which feels great in the hands, and the gearbox is amazing. It's one of my favourite things about this car. The click-clack it makes as you change gear and the short shift and the short throw is just so satisfying. All of this amalgamates into an experience that is phenomenal. It's raining and the roof is still open, but if you go quick enough, the rain can't touch you. Although if it does get too wet, Caterham has you covered. There's a bikini top in the car which takes a couple of seconds to put up and will leave you driving dry. What is very noticeable about this car is that the throttle response is immediate. I mean immediate. When you prod the throttle, the car responds. 1, 2, 3, okay. Now, when you're driving the Caterham 7 slowly, it's actually quite civilized. I mean, I can't really imagine this being much of a daily driver for anyone. It's very bumpy. You feel a bit exposed. I also think that if you spend too much time driving slowly, you'll probably choke to death from fumes. The exhaust is just right there. And to be honest, I'd be okay with that. It sounds pretty good. It's hard to really put it into a box because it's completely impractical, and for most people, it's not a car that you could really ever afford. And they start at about 29,000 going up to 50,000 for the 620R. And while you could daily drive one, it really isn't a car that's comfortable in the city. But you know, once you're out of the city and you find the open road in front of you, it's rude not to just, you know, drop a cog and go. It's funny how older, more primitive technologies make us more excited about driving. You know, these days we have electric cars, we have cars that can park themselves, we've got all sorts of traction control and gizmos to keep us safe. But instead, we choose to drive what is a tiny little steel bucket that has no controls at all apart from you. You are the one controlling it. And if that sounds like a fantastic idea to you, try this car. Now subscribe or else.